Hey legends, we're going to check in on our Tumbleweed Worm Cafe. Cool. All right, we might as well just jump on into it, I guess. Actually, let me get a chair. All right, cool. So we're ready to go. Fantastic. So pretty much a month to the day, we set up this Tumbleweed worm farm. So I'm really keen to get inside here and check it out. This one was a little bit different to the $6 worm farm that we made. The $6 worm farm was very frugal, and we used like some dirt, some paper, some cardboard. This one's going to be a little bit different. We set this one up with coco coir, which is how you would receive one of these worm farms, or kind of any other worm farm that you might get if you were going to buy it in a kit from, say, Benoit. You're going to come over here. Cool. All right, great. And let's just check out the bottom layer. Damn. All right, cool. This is going well. So you can see there's a little bit of coco coir on the side here that hasn't really been touched by the worms, but that's great because there's all of this other really fantastic stuff that's been eaten and touched by the worms. So we've got about an inch worth of castings that our worms have made. So they're definitely acclimating, they're definitely getting comfortable in here. That's a really, really great sign. But yeah, they're going through everything. This avocado skin's getting ripped up a little bit. We've got an avocado pit here that's starting to give off some new growth, so lots of healthy stuff. Some big boy worms in there. So it's important that if you set up a worm farm like this, you just leave it alone. Like, it's a set and forget. Worms don't really like being disturbed, which is hilarious because that's all I've been doing with these worms for your entertainment. So yeah, but these ones seem to be going just fine. I'm really keen to get in there and disturb them a little bit though, because you know, it's been a month and I haven't touched them and I've left them very well alone. So let's get in there and see what's going on. See if we can find, oh yeah, there's some worms. There's some worms. So there's heaps of coco coir or coco fiber all over the spot. There are a couple of worms here and there. I'm finding a bunch of them. There's some there. There's some there in the avocado skin. Let's have a look. Some more down there. Right, so there's probably not heaps of worms. I mean, there are some. This coco coir is actually quite damp as well. It's been raining a bit, and even though I've kept these worm farms underneath the carport, the rain can actually still get to them, which is okay. But they are a little bit wet. Curious, however, I just want to see what's going on underneath. Okay, so we do have some worms collecting down here. There's no big gluggy bits though. A little bit of liquid, so we could drain that out, but everything down here is looking pretty fine. So let's put that back on. We're not going to feed them. They've got some like avocado skins and avocado pits that they love getting into. Like, that's an avocado pit that's just falling apart now, so that's going to be really good for them to eat. They love that stuff. They love getting in the avocado pits. So there's heaps of coco coir that's going to help them acclimate, so that's going to be fine. But what we are going to do is we're going to add in some more worms. We really want our colony to start kicking off, and now is a good time for that. So I've harvested some worms from some of my other worm farms, and we're going to put them in here. So let's get them. As you know, our worms like to burrow away from light, so they've already done that, but I can still see a bunch of them in here. Filter them around. I know I got a whole bunch of them. Let's just tip it all out. There we go, now you can see them. Oh yeah, cool. Look at all that. This is a whole bunch of little squiggly wigglies. Oh, they've all bonded together. Look at them. Great. So what I might do is just make a little bit of a hole for them, and they can all just live in there. Going to give them some avocado skins to hide underneath, and that should keep them pretty comfy. Oh wow, I do not know why that's in there. I'm going to show you what this is in a sec. And if you're anything like me, you're going to know exactly what it is. See that? That says Strymon. If you know what a Strymon piece of equipment is, comment below. And if you're anything like me, you'll know what it is, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why it's in there though. How would it be in there? I have no idea. But anyway, that's about it. That's about all I've got for you right now. It's just checking in. So this is what you would normally see 4 weeks into making a brand new worm farm. It's gonna take another couple of weeks, maybe another 2 to 4 weeks for everything to get established. But it's definitely on its way. We saw a whole bunch of worm castings at the start. We've added more worms in, which is something else that you're gonna need to do at some point. You're definitely gonna need to add in like another batch of worms. So, you know, you go to Bunwire and get like another box of worms, usually about 1,000. So you start off with 1,000, you let them acclimate, then you add in another 1,000, you let them acclimate. And by that time, all of this hopefully should be eaten, if not all of it, most of it, and then you can start feeding on the other layers. So we're just gonna let that happen. And yeah, we'll come back soon. Hey, look, we're definitely on our way. So yeah, that's that. Thanks, legends. That was a nice quick short one. It was like 10 minutes. Beauty. We are going to check in on our tumbleweed worm farm. Let's put that one down there. All right, cool. Let's pull this one down a little bit. I'm still learning this space and the light, but I feel like I've got the better. I feel like I've got good light in this one, but I don't know. Time will tell. Let's check out what's going on in here. Now, I've got a bit of confession to make. I haven't been doing this one completely like I'd be doing any other new worm farm. So the top layer of this one has had like its own layer going on here, and I've separated the two layers, this one and this one, with a layer of like cardboard in there. So there's heaps of castings that are falling down from this layer into the second resting tray, but the bottom resting tray is actually a new worm farm that's being started. So let's pull this off. Pretty normal. Let's get rid of that top layer. So there's heaps of worm castings in this one, but this is the one that we want to check out. This was the coco layer. You're going to come over here. Now, as you can see, down in here, all of this coco has been eaten up by the worms. There's a little bit of adhesive stuff. Let's get rid of that. So we're going to say that this level's pretty much established. This level's pretty good to go. There's a bunch of like little coconut fiber bits that are sort of poking out the top. It's pretty normal, but I think we fed this one, and there's some, what do you call that? An avocado. There's an avocado skin, there's an avocado pit. Let's go. Hands in. Yeah, so there's still a whole bunch of coco down in there, in the bottom layer, but it's getting eaten, which is good, which is real good. So, but you can see on top there's all of this, you know, the worm castings are up there. In fact, you know, the funny thing is, I'm not seeing any worms. Unless they've all migrated up to the top. And I think they've all migrated up to the top. I was expecting to see so many more worms in here. Guys, I think that's what's happened. All right, well, in that case, I think what we need to do is possibly, let's have a look in the second layer. It's a very, very light layer. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm already seeing way more worms in this layer than the other one. Oh, heaps of worms. Heaps of little clumps. Yeah, so something's telling me that a lot of these worms have migrated. I know I haven't got the wrong worm farm because I separated them with all of this paper thinking that I could separate both the worm layers. But this one's, yeah, it's definitely the right worm farm. But yeah, okay, so this turns out to be a terrible idea, but that's all right, I'm happy to wear it. So there you go, that's the second layer. If we can fit the third layer on top of here, which is the top layer right now, let's just have a look. Is that going to be silly on camera? It's not. It's very close, but it's going to make sense. Let's have a look. This is so odd. I'm not really sure where all the worms have gone here. It's okay, I can mix up. Oh God, that is gross. I can start another worm farm. That's all right. I mean, we can make some content. That's what we're about here. I kind of almost do need another worm farm. All right. Yeah, I think this is, yeah. All right, let's hit it down with some crushed eggshells, shall we? That's gonna hopefully neutralize the pH, stop everything from being super funky. It's already looking a lot more appealing right now, a lot drier. Oh, there's some huge clumps of worms there, fantastic. There's definitely enough cardboard and paper in there to eat, but what we're gonna do is just add in just some kitchen scrap stuff. That's coffee grinds and some, what do you call that again? Corn on the cob. So I got some more corn here as well as avocado skins, some fruit, some, where, oh, is that where the sweet potato went? Okay, cool. Leave all that in there. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna cover that stuff up with that cardboard, and I'm actually gonna rotate these two layers. So this layer here, this one's gonna come off. This is gonna be our new top layer. Coir down the bottom. Middle layer is getting a bit full. And now our top layer is gonna be the new feeder tray. Well, this was a bit of a dud, but that's okay. Makes for good content. All right, so this is a feeder tray. All the worms that are up here are gonna burrow down deeper into the second layer. They're gonna eat all of that food, and hopefully we're gonna be able to get this whole worm farm back to health again. So yeah, so even though it didn't really work out the way that I was expecting, this is still gonna work out fine because we're gonna come back and check out this worm farm, get them all back to a healthy space. And that's gonna be good because I really wanna do like a bit of an experimentation with some of these worm farms of like overfeeding them like bread and pasta, so we can sort of see what works and what doesn't with our worm farms. Let me just wash my hands because I'm gonna move this camera back. Look, I gotta jump in on this space and start learning how to film in here anyway, learning the lights and all that sort of stuff. And well, I haven't looked at these worm farms properly in a while, so I actually did feed them really quickly when we first got in here because it was a couple of weeks since I fed them all. But yeah, maybe I need to try again, start again with a fresh new worm farm. So I think I might do that. I saw a few of them cheap on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, that's it from me. I've been making content all day. I'm tired. I haven't had a shower. I've got so much work that I've got to do. Part of that is going to be me still organizing moving into this place. But anyway, that's me, fam. You guys are legends. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Feed your worms. Take care. Brush your hair. That on, and that's working, and that's working. And then if I'm going to be here, I think we're good to go. Let's just get this bad boy set up. Cool. Also, lots of sunlight. Can't really do much about that. Still don't really understand how aperture works on cameras. That's fine. We're just going to move right along. We're just going to check in on this one anyway. I'm actually about to